Hey everyone, Chris here. I'm about to embark on the 7 in 7 challenge. So this is 7 standard distance triathlons in 7 days, a week's worth of racing. They're self-supported just to make the challenge a bit harder, and we're doing it to raise money for Unseen, which is an anti-slavery and human trafficking charity. So great cause to be involved with. I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to see how my body holds up. I have no idea whether I'll be able to do this. I've done sprint races back to back, and I did the Great Virtual Race across Tennessee last year where I was running like 10k every day. So it'll be interesting to see whether my body holds up to this. I hope it will, but the difficulty is here in England, the pools only opened 2 weeks ago, so I've been down 3 times a week for the past 2 weeks, but then suddenly from Monday I have to swim 10.5 kilometres in a week, and I'm not really a swimmer like a lot of triathletes. I come from a running and more cycling background, so hopefully that'll be fine. I've also got some kind of weird stomach issue going on where the doctors are running tests on. That's a bit annoying, so I've got to deal with that as well, but I don't want to push this off because it's a fun challenge and it's raising money for a great cause, so I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. There will be some advantages as well, but I'll need to eat a load of calories because I'll be racing for 3 hours maybe every day. And I've been saving some Easter eggs from Easter. Obviously, that's when we get Easter eggs that I haven't eaten yet, that I'm just going to scoff next week in the name of keeping my energy levels high. So let's see how I get on. Just finished day 1 of the 7 in 7 challenge. Not a great deal to report today, all went smoothly, but then it was day 1 of the challenge and pretty used to doing one standard distance triathlon, so not really expecting any problems today. Got in the pool and it did feel like a bit of a slog. I think I was just thinking about how much I've still got to swim, but I also just felt really grateful that I have the physical health and the work flexibility and the opportunity to do a challenge like this, and also to see all the people who've been supporting in various ways, in saying they're going to come out and ride or donate or getting involved in the social media. All of that's been super awesome and encouraging, so I'm excited to go on with the week. And to recover today, I had an entire Easter egg, which was amazing. So looking forward to getting back out tomorrow. Day 2 run, and I'm running with the club tonight, which is awesome, but the heavens have opened, so good chance to test my rain jacket, see how it holds up on the run. Looks pretty miserable, but there could be a lot worse. I think there is such a thing as bad weather rather than just inappropriate clothing, but I'm not sure this is one of those times. It's still pretty warm and I've got some nice rain gear on, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Just finished day 2. The swim went really well. It was my fastest 1500 meters ever. Something really just clicked with my kick at the end of yesterday's swim, and I really focused on the kick today, and worked out really well because I was way faster. In fact, I swam an extra 50 metres because by the time I went to check my watch to see how many lengths I had to do, I was already beyond that. So that was great. Bike was fine, a bit of a hillier route today, so a bit slower, but I managed to miss most of the rain. And then the run, I was running with the club tonight, so it's really nice to run with other people, but it did rain pretty much the whole time. We got soaked and had some really bad stomach cramps towards the end. I don't think that's, I don't know, I might have eaten too much, or it might have been that I didn't get the food quite cooked at lunch today. Something wasn't a bit off there, so that was pretty unpleasant, but I got through it. I managed to get home without soiling myself, so I'm taking that as a victory. Tomorrow is a reverse day, so it's going to go run, bike, swim, and going into the lake, so we'll see how that is. Sounds like it might be a bit cold. Day 3 of the challenge, and I'm down here at the Blue Lagoon. First lake swim today, everything else has been in the pool so far. I think it's going to be pretty cold. I think the water's about 14 degrees, which sounds pretty unpleasant. But what it is, let's get swimming. Just finished day 3 of the challenge. It's been a nice social day. Did the run first thing today because it was a reverse day, so went down and ran round Temple Newsom with my dad, saw all the bluebells, they were really beautiful. Lunchtime, headed over to Wakefield to go cycling with Bogdan. Again, really, it's not the most scenic place, but it was nice to have some company. And then dived into the lake this evening. It is so cold in that lake at the moment. I confess, I just did heads up breaststroke the whole way round because it was so cold to get your head in, and I really need to invest in some gloves and some little booties to keep my feet warm because I was so hard walking even when you got out because it was so cold. But day 3 is in the can, and I'm looking forward to racing again tomorrow. Just finished day 4 of the challenge. Swim was relatively uneventful this morning. Bike had a bit of rain, so I got my overshoes out for the first time and really layered up, and then it turned out quite nice towards the end, so managed to stop for an ice cream. Can't find an ice cream van anywhere, but I did find a cafe. And then with the run, I had a lovely guided tour of Meanwood with Sarah, so it was really nice to catch up. And we're now more than halfway, so that's exciting. One thing I did find is that I think being in the lake yesterday and it being so cold really dried out my hands, and they just felt really rubbish today, so I've been moisturising them all day. But I also got a sports massage today, which is great, so hopefully I'll feel a little less stiff tomorrow. challenge today, and I'm pretty tired. I guess this is kind of where I expected it to bite, because I think we're about 13 hours of doing stuff over the first 4 days, which is a lot, but for an Ironman triathlete training program, it's not an incredible week. But everything from here on, so today, Saturday, Sunday, is like beyond what we would normally race. So this is like where I think it's really gonna hurt, and didn't quite get enough sleep last night, so a bit tired there. Did the swim, felt pretty good in the swim, but it was slightly slower than other days. And I did the run, so it's swim, run, bike today. The run went really well. I was under 52 minutes, so pretty happy with that. And then tonight we're gonna jump on Zwift, so anyone who can't come and race me in the real world has a chance to come and cycle with me tonight as we spin around Watopia, and then day 5 will be done, and there'll just be 2 more days to go. Now I am quite worried about the water temperature at the lake tomorrow and Sunday. It was 13.1 on Wednesday, and the weather has been cool, so it's possible it's dropped even further, and I think 12 degrees is the point in a triathlon where they just say we're cancelling the swim. Obviously I don't want to cancel the swim, and we're not going to do that, so a couple of options. I've booked a pool swim for tomorrow evening, so if I can't swim in the lake tomorrow morning, I'll bike and run, and then I'll go do the swim in the evening. And I'm also coming armed a bit better, so I've got myself some of these nice neoprene gloves and swimming socks, because really my core temperature was okay on Wednesday. It's just my hands and feet and getting out that was freezing, so hopefully these things will help me keep a bit warmer tomorrow. And if not, I'll just bail out to the pool, and I've got a Sunday pool slot as well. So the swim's going to happen, just where it's going to happen, I don't know, hopefully in the lake. And yeah, then just some more bikes and runs to do, and then we're done. The donations are still flowing in, which is awesome. We're doing really well on the target, so I'm excited. Day 6 down here at the Blue Lagoon. It is really cold already. Haven't even got in yet, but I've got my nice, got my new gloves. Just finished the swim on day 6, but it is so cold. The water temperature was down to 11.8, and it's just so cold when I got out. I was so cold in the way in, like the whole time. I tried to swim faster to warm up, but it was just still cold, and it just got colder and colder. And I got onto the final lap. There's supposed to be 6 laps to do the full 1500 meters, and I got like a third of the way into the lap, and then I just couldn't continue. And I had a chat with the water safety crew, and they were like, it's just you just need to get out. So I ended up swimming back to shore and not doing the final lap, and then got out and was just shivering like mad. I had to shove my towel in my mouth to stop myself biting myself. I've still got my wetsuit on. It's just so much easier to just keep it on. So I'm still wearing it, but it's so cold. Should have checked the triathlon rulebook at 11 degrees. The maximum swim length is 500 meters, so shouldn't have even really been trying to swim 1500 meters. But as it's not a race, it's a challenge, I felt like I should go for it. But yeah, I'm still shivering, I'm still cold. I've got my coat and my hoodie on, and my wetsuit on my bottom half, and it's still cold. Today, day 6, couple of things to talk about today. So as you probably saw from my little video log earlier, the lake this morning was freezing. Metaphorically freezing, it wasn't literally frozen over. It was still 11.8 degrees, which is above freezing obviously, but it was really, really cold. I was about 150 meters short on the swim before we mutually agreed with the water safety crew it was time for me to get out. But I have got a pool slot tonight, so I'll try and make up that extra distance. I did check the British Triathlon Federation rules, and they say if it's 11 degrees you can only swim 500 meters anyway, but this is a challenge, not a race, so who knows, I'd like to swim the full distance. Bike was okay, nice and flat, just an out and back to Castleford today once I'd got home and warmed up. And then the run was round Kirkstone Valley Nature Reserve. Again, that was quite nice. I was really tired at like a good first few kilometres, and then just really fatigued and had to walk a bit, and then the energy kicked back in towards the end. I think I finished with like a 4 minutes 18 kilometre, so it's really feeling up and downy a lot at the moment. Tomorrow, final day, exciting times. Might feel a bit deflated afterwards, not sure how it's going to feel. I'm in the pool first thing in the morning. Don't think I'm going to brave the lake again because I want to get that full distance done. And then out with Bogdan on the bike and out with Danny on the run, so it should be a nice social day to finish. Just finished the day 7 swim, the final swim, and pretty glad because I was empty this morning. My arms felt really heavy. I think that messed up my stroke a bit, and towards the end I was getting some pain in my right shoulder. So I'm glad that the final swim is done. Just a little bike ride and a little run to do, and then we are concluded with the 7 in 7 challenge. Just finished day 7 of the 7 in 7 challenge, the final day, and I'll probably do a much better conclusion later, but I just wanted to wrap up these kind of daily video logs. Swim, as I discussed earlier in the log, was quite hard, and I had to get out of bed at 6:30 on a Sunday, which was unpleasant, but I got through it. The bike was great. Did a bit of a longer cycle today. It was about 50 something kilometres. Went out with Bogdan, we did some of the Otley Hills, which was lovely. And then this evening, another tour around North Leeds with Danny, which again, it's just so good to have some company on these things. And then I'm done. We're doing great on the fundraising total as well. So it's just been a great way to finish the week. So there we go, 7 triathlons in 7 days. Really grateful for this opportunity I've had to contribute to the work that Unseen do in combating modern slavery. And I'd like to say a big thank you to all the donations that have come in, and also an extra big thank you to Claire, Bogdan, Sarah, Graham, Naomi, Lee, Danny and my dad for coming out and running and cycling with me, because that made the many hours far more tolerable than they would have been on my own. In terms of stats, I've spent 23 hours and 24 minutes swimming, cycling and running this week, plus all the transition time and the eating time and everything around that. Swum just over 10.5 kilometres, cycled 302 kilometres on the bike, and then ran just over 70 kilometres as well. And I feel pretty good, but I'm looking forward to getting some rest. If If you've enjoyed this video and following along my journey, then please give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel so that I can share with you all of the triathlon content that I've got coming up. So I'd love you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you soon.
Yeah.